Are you a registered dietitian or CNS billing insurance and you have gotten your first denial? If that sounds like you, then you definitely want to listen to this video because I'm going to knock some sense into you for where you need to look first. For those of you guys who don't know me, I'm Amy Plano. I'm the reimbursement dietitian, and I'm here to simplify the reimbursement process for all registered dietitians and CNSs accepting insurance in their practice. And today I wanted to talk about denials, which are different from rejections, and where you need to look and what you need to do in order to reprocess these claims. So, I make videos on topics I see dietitians struggling with. And one of the things, one of the questions, one of the concepts that is repeated in our space is how do I fix insurance denials, right? And one of the things I think many dietitians fail to realize is there is a critical piece of paper, critical PDF that we all need to be looking at first, foremost, and only when we are looking to see what are the next steps we need to take with this claim. And just to be clear, it is inevitable. 100% of the time, I can guarantee you guys will have insurance denials. It is par for the course. My practice gets denials, but today I wanted to talk you guys through a framework. And if you guys know me at all as a business coach, I'm a firm believer in making decisions using different types of framework because every single time you get to that problem, I want you to be able to come back to the same framework and successfully navigate that problem to the end and find an answer. And today I wanted to talk about why explanation of benefits, aka EOBs, is a non-negotiable step in insurance billing for dietitians. So if you are building an insurance-based practice, understanding every step of the reimbursement process is obviously essential. But one of the most overlooked and critical parts of insurance billing for dietitians is knowing how and when to act on a submitted claim. I get hundreds of DMs, hundreds of questions each month on denied claims. And my first question is always, what is the reason for the denial? And we're going to get into that in this video. So I'm going to take you guys through kind of 3 reasons why you need to build a habit, you need to build a system, you need to build a framework that when you have a denial, you always work through the same process. So hang tight. This is a video everybody needs to hear. And so if you know somebody who's struggling, getting to the bottom of why something is denied, send them to this video. So many dietitians make the assumption that once they submit an insurance claim, everything is settled off. What is super important to drive home is that if you are using an EMR, a lot of times the ERA is not going to always tell you the reason why the claim was denied. And it may not even say the claim is denied. It may show it's paid, but it's not going to tell you the amount that it's paid, which we're going to go into. So think about the EOB like a receipt. And in my world, it's like a roadmap because I need to see this map in order to understand how to coach dietitians through the next step. So essentially, the patient gets the same EOB, and the insurance company on the EOB shows you exactly how they processed the claim, how much they paid, and what the patient, if any, generally in reimbursement, if you're billing with preventative services, there is no, there was no charge for the patient, and anything, right, that they might owe. Okay, so skipping the step of reading or retrieving the EOB is generally one of the first and biggest mistakes I see dietitians make. And so I wanted to talk you guys kind of through my 3-piece framework for why waiting for the EOB is one of the smartest habits you can do to build when it comes to insurance billing for dietitians. So number 1, first things first, I see a lot of you guys get super overwhelmed with co-pays, co-insurance, and deductibles. The EOB is going to be the Hail Mary that tells you and confirms payment and patient responsibility. The EOB is going to give you a full responsibility of what was billed, what the insurance plan covered, and what portion, if any, the patient is responsible for. This is super duper 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 essential for accurate billing. Without that EOB, you risk overcharging the patient, undercharging the patient, both of which can lead to frustrated patients and possible insurance violations. So, in insurance billing for dietitians, this is kind of the clarity that we need in keeping our practice compliant and our revenue sources predictable. So the EOB is always, first and foremost, going to confirm the payment you received. And number two, is there, if any, patient responsibility? Okay. Number two, the most important piece for me when I'm working with dietitians in my coaching program, and I would say I spend the majority of my time helping them navigate denials, is the EOB is going to tell us the reason for the denial, the errors, and any reductions in payment based on how the dietitian billed. So even if your billing seems spot on, insurance companies can deny claims, reduce payments for dozens of reasons. Coding issues, missing documentation, fucked up coordination of benefits, you name it. I could probably think of 101 reasons why an insurance company would deny a claim. And a lot of times, in full and complete transparency, these are dietitian billing issues, right? These are things that we did incorrectly on the front end that on the back end result in a billing denial. So the EOB is going to be the only true source for these types of decisions. It not only tells you why the claim was denied, but it tells you why, which most importantly will allow you to fix and resubmit that claim. Okay, so failing to follow this step often results in missed revenue and repeated mistakes. Okay, remember I was talking about my framework and why it's so important to develop a sense of framework because we do not want to repeat the same mistakes twice, right? Totally okay, legit, always. We are always going to make mistakes, and those are opportunities for growth. They are not opportunities to repeat those same mistakes and develop bad habits. So that is why, first and foremost, you have to develop the discipline when you get a denial to automatically go and wait. Do not pass go until we have the EOB. In number three, having the EOB keeps us in compliance with the insurance rules. So many dietitians are unaware that billing patients before viewing the explanation of benefits can actually put you guys at risk for violating your contracts. If you collect more than what the patient owes, especially if they've met their deductible or the plan has adjusted the claim, you may have to issue a refund or worse, deal with a formal complaint. So in insurance billing for dietitians, playing by the rules builds trust and protects your practice, right? So you guys hear me talk about like, I love bulletproofing this shit out of my practice and your practice, right? And so that often entails playing by the rules and being compliant with the insurance company. So framework, first and foremost, of always dealing with insurance denials. We are never guessing. We are never going to go into the public Facebook page and say I got a denial without knowing the reason, without knowing if there's patient responsibility, right? We need that EOB, the source of accuracy, the roadmap, so we know exactly how to correct this claim, okay? You getting a denial and only knowing the claim is denied, that information is going to put you worse off than when you began because you have no understanding why they denied it, which means you have no understanding on how to correct the claim. So getting an EOB and building this responsibility, like in terms of that, it confirms the payment and the patient responsibility, right? The second piece, it reveals any real denials, errors, and payment readjustments, which are generally issues we made on our end, but flexing my muscles because you guys get to flex your muscles and you can fix these things, right? If you have a denial, these are generally fixable. Is that a word? Fixable shit that we can do, but we need to know why it's denied. And number three, it keeps us in compliance with insurance rules. A lot of you guys, rightfully so, are overwhelmed by deductibles, co-pays, co-insurance. The cool thing is you don't need to really know any of that. You just need to look at the EOB and it's going to tell you your roadmap in terms of what you need to do. So some final thoughts. Whether you're new to insurance or you're refining systems, I want you to make this your number one golden rule. Never take action on a claim until you have reviewed the EOB, aka explanation of benefits. That goes to the patient, that goes to you. And generally speaking, each insurance has a different portal for where we receive these, right? And these are things that I teach you guys in my coaching program. Where do we find the EOBs, right? That's kind of like the $1 million question, right? So each insurance company has a place where they house these, and unfortunately, each insurance company is different. And while this may feel like an extra step, it will save you so much time, money, aggravation, and stress because to me, I refer to these as lowest hanging fruit. You've already seen the patient, you've billed for the patient. This money is owed to you. We need to figure out why. And just to be very clear, if the patient has benefits, we can fix the claim. I've never seen a claim that I couldn't fix that, knowing that the patient had benefits. Like if you build it completely 50 shades of fucked up, you're building Medicare for an eating disorder. Yes, there are lots of things that I cannot help you fix. But the reality is, in most scenarios, it is a dietitian issue or a CNS issue, and it's all fixable. So great insurance billing for dietitians starts with intelligent, consistent systems. And in full transparency, this is one of them, right? It's like the secret sauce to getting paid is knowing where the EOBs are and how to interpret them, right? Because without that information, you are guessing at how to fix the claim. And when you're guessing to fix the claim, that does not build confidence or strength. It actually creates like a more overwhelming situation because it's still a level of uncertainty. So I like to think I am the claim whisperer. And as if you've in my coaching program, I will help you fix any claim, but I need to see the EOB. So if you're somebody that's new to insurance billing, EOBs are super overwhelming, not understanding any of the jargon that I used, you are not alone. I created my 6-month reimbursement dietitian coaching program to actually serve baby Amy P when she first started in her insurance-based practice and she had no idea what to do. So even if you're already credentialed, the majority of my coaching program is super high touch. And I literally help you go through EOBs and explain to you what they mean relative to your denial. So if you're somebody that is looking to invest in themselves, if you're somebody who's looking to save a ton of time, because this is the shit that drives dietitians crazy, and I can literally help you fix claims in my sleep, pretty much. I dream about claims. But we're going to pop the link below. Go check out my reimbursement coaching program. It is the best thing I have ever created. And when it comes to dietitians billing insurance, there is nothing like it out there. And I fully 100% stand behind it. If you don't love it and it does not deliver in the first 30 days, I will refund your money because this shit is gold. It's going to be the best program you ever did. So go check it out. And I will see you guys next week. Every single week, we do epic videos just like this on topics you guys are struggling on. And I'm just here to help. So have a great week, and I'll see you guys next week.